Hi cuties! I'm really late to make this video. This is the Authortube newbie tag. I didn't even know this was a tag when I was starting to venture into the Authortube world. As some of you know, I'm both an Authortuber and a booktuber, and I'm the author of the Ashbourne Archive series right here. We'll talk a bit more about it in this video. This might help others get to know me a little bit better if you're new to my channel, if you're new to my whole writing life, but yeah, why not do it? Better late than never, right? There are 14 questions, technically only 13 for me because questions 11 and 12 are choose one or the other, and so we're gonna do number 11 and not 12. So this will be just intro to QWERTY. That's how you pronounce my name, by the way. I know some people, when I'm on their live streams and stuff and I'm commenting, it becomes very confusing because it looks like QWERTY. Real quick, even though this isn't part of the tag, I want to explain my name to you. So it's QWERTY. You can just call me Q. That is totally fine. I used to have the channel name Nippon Q because I used to be a J vlogger, which is a Japan vlogger. I lived in Japan for a long time. A lot of my old videos you can still see my life in Japan, but I wanted to keep the Q from that name and integrate it into my booktube and authortube life, so I chose QWERTY because we're gonna get QWERTY, rewrite words, and on a keyboard. I guess this isn't common knowledge anymore, but you have QWERTY, QWERTY right there. And again, it's kind of an internet joke, I guess. There are certain games that are called QWERTY because of this, and that's where I put my name. So I've made it QWERTY like a word, and it's on the keyboard because I use the keyboard a lot, but that's the explanation to my name. If the camera shifted a little bit, my battery died and I had to change it. Let's get into the actual questions. I just hope that last one helps some people out. I'm used to being a very confusing person, so no new things here. Number one, what's your book pitch? I sell my books at conventions, and this is what's called my log line. So this is my urban fantasy series featuring original Phoenix mythology and a ragtag group of mythological misfits. That's kind of the pitch of my book. If people want to know more, I can go into more depth, but that is the baseline descriptor of the Ashbourne Archive, which normally I would show you the books, but because I moved, I didn't actually bring copies of them apparently. Does that make me a bad book mom? Question number two, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? A disaster you just can't turn away from. Question number three, what do you usually write? I guess I usually write urban fantasy. I write a lot of different genres, but this is my published series, and then the new book that I've been working on also kind of falls under urban fantasy. It's more like not urban actually. It's set deep within the mountains in a town, but it's a modern fantasy, I guess. I don't know how to classify it yet, but I do write more urban fantasy, more new adult, which is not actually a full genre yet, but I tend to write characters that are in their either late teens to their 20s for the most part. At least for now. It could change. You never know. I write a lot. I have a lot of different books that are in high fantasy. I have some dystopian. I have some sci-fi. I write a little bit of everything. Question number four, what is a genre you will never write? Probably erotic fiction. And this is not bashing erotic fiction. You guys are amazing. I can't do it right. I'm ace, and I don't know anything about it really. I also probably wouldn't write like a psychological thriller, spy, or like a noir book. Those are not my genres. Also like military sci-fi, I would never write anything military related probably. I just don't have the experience nor the real interest to write those genres. I can read those genres, can't write them. Number five, what is your goal for starting Authortube? My main goal is obviously to spread word about my books, and that's just being truthful, but I'm also utilizing this to make more author friends. I live in Colorado. There's not a huge writing community here, and I always find, you know, you can find a lot more people with common interests on the internet than you can in real life. So that's where I'm using my Authortube to kind of connect with other authors, and for people who want to do things like beta read and edit and stuff, just kind of get that connection out there. I also love to help writers, so I love helping people develop writing, so meeting new writers and helping maybe mentor them a little bit is kind of the purpose behind the Authortube side of my channel. Number six, what made you want to start writing? I don't know. I kind of just always been a storyteller. Honestly, a teller, but a story liver. I live in my head a lot, and growing up I did a lot as well, this is gonna get a little sad, but like I did not have a lot of friends growing up. I was ostracized a lot because of the way that I look. I ended up living in my head a lot. I would create stories and I would write them on a floppy disk, and each story had its own floppy disk, and I'd sort them and then I'd work on them for a day and then forget about them, which is why I do my series Cringing at My Old Writing. You can check those out to see what I mean. I don't know what really started it. I was always very involved in things like musical theater. As a kid, I loved to watch certain movies over and over again. I would just play around with ideas in my head all the time, but I don't have like a concrete reason. It's probably because I had no friends, I'll be honest. Number 7, what is your publishing path? I'm a little bit out of the norm for publishing. A lot of people do self-publishing once they have just given up on traditional publishing. I went directly to self-publishing for this, and that was purely because I just wanted to have a physical book and I wanted to say that I've written a book. I didn't even think about traditional publishing. Granted, part of that is probably because of lack of confidence and low self-esteem. I am venturing out and trying traditional publishing with my new books, not with Ashport. Ashport's gonna remain my self-published novel. I'm working on the 4th one right now, and that will also be self-published, but I will attempt traditional publishing. We'll see where that goes, but for the most part, I just was like, I'm gonna do self-publishing because I want it now. I'm impatient. Question number 8, what content do you bring to the Authortube table? Well, it was a mistake. It was a big mistake. We're gonna start writing, right? Let me see my dogs. Some people take crossword really seriously. I'm not that person. I'm word search serious. Hey Siri, when did Rose Red come out on TV? Fuck you, Siri. I mean, it's just a plot. I could rework it, but I'm not going to. Look forward to seeing such beautiful women as you both are in class. I look forward to seeing you in class, Elena said. Flint looked as if he was going to jump up and punch Loden in the face. What happened? You collapsed. I'm either a country singer or once I get the costume, it'll be Autumn Witch. Ooh. It's something. Question number 9, what is your biggest writing struggle? A lot of people will say time and stuff, but I have no excuse for that at this point. My biggest struggles is description. I see a lot of things in my head. I am not good at transferring the image in my head onto paper, and that's partially just because I'm not well educated in things like architecture and fashion. And while I do write it, my biggest struggle is probably writing descriptions, especially of things like scenery and settings of areas. I also really struggle when I get to the middle of a book. I'm usually very good at writing a beginning and I can wrap it up, but it's all the middle chunks that I'm like, can you just exist already? Number 10, what's your best writing skill? I think I'm pretty good with dialogue. I don't know. I don't want to like boast myself and be like, I'm amazing at dialogue, but it's the thing that I find easiest to write. Just when it involves writing character more than anything else, that's where I find easiest to write. I don't know if it's the thing that I'm best at, but it's the thing that just comes the easiest to me. If you've been on YouTube for a while, what's your best Authortube tip? Now, a lot of people will say very cliche things, not a dig at any of those, but I don't want to say things like just be yourself and just make content. Something that I find when because I'm a viewer, I view a lot of different videos all the time, and holding interest is very difficult on videos. And one of the things that immediately turns me off of videos is quality. And I'm not saying I have the best quality ever, but when I want to watch a video, I don't want to watch a lot of droning on, and like if you've taken one take and it's just one video and there's no cuts or anything to it and there's a lot of gaps of silence and thinking and ums and ahs, those take me out of that video very fast. I would suggest to have a decent quality camera. Granted, an iPhone can be a decent quality camera, not a webcam, please. Webcams are not great for YouTube videos. They're great for streaming, not great for quality content or quality as a video itself. Filming on some external device is gonna be your better bet, and then having some kind of editing done. You don't have to have the fanciest software. Granted, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Having some form of editing will help in the long run, because just talking and talking and talking, and there's just long pauses of, so I was writing this today and I'm immediately gonna click away from that. It's not engaging enough. So create engaging content, which is really weird to say, but like, just think about the quality that you're putting out. Think if you're gonna watch a video, what would you want to see and how would you want to do? Some people do like long one-take videos, some people like that, but for me and for I think of a large amount of YouTube viewers, you gotta have a faster paced, engaging content and quality to it that is necessary. However, I am offering my services to edit videos if you are scared of editing. So hit me up. I'm gonna be part of my commissions on Ko-fi to help edit videos, and I might also start a Fiverr in doing that. But I know editing can be very daunting for people, especially new author tubers or new YouTubers in general. So I have the ability to do that for you on my computer, and I'm happy to help you edit, or at least learn how to edit your own videos so that they're a little bit more engaging. So just let me know. So we're skipping question 12 because that doesn't pertain to me. That was 11 or 12 is kind of the either or. Number 13, are you looking for new channels to follow? Some critique partners, beta readers, what are you looking for? I'm looking for everything. I love finding new YouTubers that I want to watch all the time. I would love to meet some people who want to beta read my stuff and critique partners. I'm looking for friends. I've already met some great people on the Authortube community and y'all are great. I'm always looking for more. I love chatting with people about, you know, content creation, both in Authortube and in writing. That's what I'm looking for. And question 14, what are you most excited for during this fresh start into Authortube? I guess this is my fresh start because I didn't make this video when I started Authortube. I'm really just looking forward to seeing how other people do their writing and meeting new people and their new ideas and kind of just cheering everybody on together. We can all just be this one big support group and not a community that tears each other down. I think especially in the author world, as someone who goes to conventions a lot, there's this overarching need to be the best of the best and to sell the most and to do those things. And that's not what I'm about as an author. I want to share my stories, but I also want to read stories. I also want to connect with people and see what's going on. So instead of trying to, like, you know, compete in this, even though I am a very competitive person and I love some good competition, I also love some good cooperation. That's what I'm looking for in this fresh start of Authortube. That is the Authortube newbie tag. Very delayed on my own channel, but there it is. If you guys want to learn more about my books, I will link them all in the description. And if you like my content, please check out my Ko-fi. You can donate to help keep me content creating. And like I said before, I have commissions open if you want any help editing, both in book and in video editing. They're both part of my commissions on Ko-fi, so check those out, and you can reach me down in the comments below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter, and I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye!